Right, are we all sitting comfortably? Good. Laura's got to get to Richard Ashcroft, so let's make this swift. Right, welcome to Spur of Thought, the podcast for curious minds exploring creativity, culture and stories from the margins. We are recording today's episode in Cathays Community Centre, part of the Be The Change Media on Tour. Earlier this evening, our CEO, Lily, talked about media literacy. I did a session on ethical storytelling. And today I'm joined by Harriette Wight. Hello, Harriette.
Hi, Tom.
Harriette is a breathing coach and menstruality mentor. Harriette is on a mission to change the way women understand their menstrual cycles and through exhale and breathe with your cycle, which is a blend of pranayama and pictures modern breathing techniques with modern science and menstrual cycle awareness to help women fighting their own rhythm and start working with it instead. Harriette lives in Hertfordshire and around.
And around in a van, yeah.
In a van with your dog. What's your dog's name?
Dog is called Penfold. He's
Penfold.
a 1.5-year-old Cocker Spaniel. And he's mad with it. He's beautiful.
And he's a very good boy.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Okay. From what I saw, he's very well behaved. Yeah. I saw the best version. So, thank you for coming today, Harriette. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Very welcome.
This feels, similar to you. When I'm doing a podcast, I'm normally just seeing someone across the screen. So
I know, yeah.
It's nice.
So we're beating the manosphere step by step, I feel.
By step.
This is how we're doing it. In a community centre in Cardiff, which is great. So, question one. I do feel like I'm on a game show, slightly. If you were to pitch your life so far to a Hollywood producer, what would your origin story be?
I was born in Stevenage in Hertfordshire. What a gorgeous place that is. Shall I tell you some famous people from Stevenage?
Please do.
People we know. Lewis Hamilton.
Oh!
But he called it a slum.
We'll take that off the record. That won't go in the edit.
It's one of my favourite things he said about Stevenage. Stevenage is great. It is one of those towns. It's a new town. So it's a lot of commuters that's going in and out of London. So it doesn't really have, sorry to say this, Stevenage, it doesn't have its own strong...
Still a teenager, really.
It's exactly that. The old town's pretty cool. The rest of it's a bit trying to find its way. While other towns around it sort of have got more of a...
It's a work in progress.
It's exactly that.
Like all of us.
Yeah, exactly that. I was born in Stevenage, and I guess my origin story for the work that I do starts when I was a teenager. So I'm a kid of the 80s, and I started menstruating pretty early, around the age of 10. And at the same time, my mum was going through perimenopause. Both of us, as part of this new initiation into our next phase in our life, also had breathing challenges. So I was diagnosed with asthma around 9 years old, and it was actually part of this hormonal change, which nobody talks about. We see a lot of girls get asthma around puberty, and it's the other way for boys. And then one of the rarer symptoms of perimenopause is breathlessness, which my mum was experiencing. She was diagnosed with asthma, she wasn't diagnosed with asthma. She was diagnosed with hay fever causing asthma, but actually it was one of the symptoms of perimenopause where you start to lose some of your muscle strength in your diaphragm and in your throat. So she was experiencing some pretty gnarly symptoms that were quite scary to watch. And it was happening at the same time for us both in the same household. How my dad and my sister managed it, I have no idea. And that sort of happened, and after we'd sort of worked our way through puberty and menopause, I sort of didn't think about it until I started my breathwork journey, which actually has a real connection to Wales. During lockdown, I had the chance to start learning. We all had a hobby. My hobby was yoga at the time. I loved yoga from a young age, but I really got into yoga. I did my foundation in yoga. I started a breathwork, pranayama and mantra course with my yoga elder. And I thought it was just for me. I was just doing it for me. There was a teaching element to it. I was not planning on doing it. I was just doing the course because I wanted to learn more about my breath. I was really enjoying that part. And then at the end of that, I was in the Mumbles on a holiday, looking out over the most amazing scenery. The sea was being as violent as ever, and it was just gorgeous. And I was on the phone to my yoga elder, and she said, "So you're doing the teacher training?" And I was like, "No." She said, "Yes, you are." So I did that, and then the next year I completely changed my career and became a breathwork practitioner. Originally just to do it for corporates and people that may need some kind of calming down. And then through learning about breathing and doing a functional breathing course with the Cathays Institute, I found out that women breathe differently.
Good Lord.
But there's not that many studies, of course.
Are there more studies about men breathing?
All studies.
Oh, yeah. Funny that.
It's weird, isn't it? So then I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let me find out more. And that's where I started to learn more about, okay, so that part where my mum and I were having all these sort of emotions and all this breathing stuff happening to us, that was part of our hormonal change, our initiation into that part of our lives. And so many other women are experiencing their breath in a very different way that it's not spoken about. It's not, a lot more research is going into it now. So yeah, as I started to learn that, then I was like, okay, so women, let's look a bit more into us as our amazing selves. And Sinead Ali, our very good friend, and the reason why we know each other, we went to a Christmas lunch together. She said, hey, the Red School are doing a scholarship for their Menstruality leadership program. You should do it. I'm doing it. So we did that. And when you start to learn about your cycle, whether you are still menstruating or no longer menstruating, but you're looking back or looking at how you cycle in your new way of being, it starts to open up so much stuff. And it's so exciting and scary, and there's a lot of grief and mourning and emotions, but if we can connect into our cycle and using our breath as our medicine, it's some intense, powerful stuff.
Breath as medicine. That should be a bumper sticker. Have you copyrighted that?
No, but copywriting it now.
The date is 16th of July. So thank you for sharing that. So we all breathe, and if we don't, we're in trouble. Do we get it wrong? Do we get breathing wrong?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The end. So, yes, in the way that our nose evolved for breathing, our mouth evolved for eating, speaking, kissing, etc., etc., etc. But we can breathe in and out through our mouth and in and out through our nose, and a mixture of the two. We should ideally be breathing in and out through our nose throughout our day, but most people don't. Or there is a level of you start to breathe out in and out through your mouth at night or whatever it is. That's not everyone, but a lot of people do. And it keeps you alive, but the best way of doing it is breathing in and out through your nose, whether that's when you're just seated and all the way up to when you're moving, running, etc., which is really difficult. Don't watch me run, because I definitely am not breathing in and out through my nose. So it's a practice. I'm not practicing what I preach. If we can breathe in and out through our nose, it does an amazing thing to our body. There are 31 reasons to breathe in and out through your nose. 31.
We're not going through all of them. Highlights.
It humidifies the air. Your lungs are really picky. They like it warm and moist. That doesn't happen with your mouth. It keeps you more hydrated. Some studies show that you can lose up to 40% more moisture by breathing in and out through your mouth.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's cool, right? My favourite one, and this is not the one I always share, but it's one of my favourites, is that your nose through smell tells you if your partner is too closely related to you.
That's really useful.
It's really useful, but the next bit is, if women are on the contraceptive pill, studies have shown that they lose a bit of their sense of smell. So when they come off it, they might realise that their partner doesn't smell smell as good.
Oh no!
Right?
And then they get the ick. Oh, that's how the ick happens.
Other things I can say about the contraceptive pill that I'm not going to say today.
Okay, not PG.
No.
So your other role is menstruality mentor. How do the two? Well, I suppose what support do you offer?
Yeah.
And then let's talk about the link. You've already alluded to the link. Yeah.
So menstruality mentor is a way of supporting women to reconnect with their cycles as they are, not as the world tells them it should be. So that 28-day cycle, how you should be feeling throughout your cycle. Culturally, we're told how that should be, but as a mentor, we look at it as what does it feel like for you? Is your cycle 28 days? Is it 34? How are you feeling throughout this? And how can you show up in the world and for yourself in the best way possible when you are experiencing different parts of your cycle? So I do that through Breathe with Your Cycle, which is using breath work to connect with the different parts. So the Red School call them the inner seasons. So we look at our period, our bleed, as our inner winter, our time of rest, our inner spring as that sort of uplifting energy. Just after you've finished bleeding, you've got that uplifting energy as you move towards ovulation. That's called the inner spring. Then you've got inner summer, which is ovulation, and then inner autumn, which is our luteal phase as we come back down to our period. We are told a lot about how we should experience our period, and we're told a lot about how we show up just before that period as well. We don't talk a lot about the spring and the inner summer in general, so it's connecting to every single part. And we're also told that in ovulation we should feel like really sexy and really out there, and that's not what everyone feels. So through breathing into each of these parts of our cycle, we're able to work out, what is it that I need right now? How can I show up in the world, not as my best self, just how do I want to show up in the world? And what do I need from other people in my life as well? And through this work, I've been told by the women that I work with, it massively changes not only their relationship with themselves, but their relationship with their families, their friends, because they can soften into what is, not what they think they should be.
We were talking earlier about clothes and how clothing is set at a certain type of person. Exactly. And it's a similar vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Generic, factory built, this is how you should fit in.
Exactly.
And if you don't feel like that, you feel like crap.
Yeah.
In actual fact, it's nothing about that. It's about adapting and making it more holistic.
Yeah.
And being kind to yourself and listening to your body.
Oh. Yeah.
What is menstruality?
Menstruality. So it is the umbrella term for menstrual cycles. It is perimenopause, menopause, matrescence, so maternity, and it's a way of working within that cyclical space. I haven't potentially explained that well. The Red School have a beautiful terminology description for it, but yeah.
It's a good question. I'll edit that in so then I can ask that question. No, so that should be in the notes, really. So well done. How does breathing link to menstruality?
Everything is a cycle. The outer seasons are a cycle. Our menstruation is a cycle. Our breath is a cycle. We have our inhale, we have our exhale, and there are two little pauses. One at the end of your inhale, and one at the end of your exhale. And that uplifting energy as you breathe in, that energy that you breathe in, that's linked to our inner spring and our inner summer. That uplift after we've finished our period, and then the softening, the downward energy, I like to call it coming back to self. That exhale is the inner autumn and inner winter. And simply by it's a simple practice. Slowing down and listening to each part of your breath can help you slow down and listen to every single part of you as a menstruating person.
Who are the people that you learned that from, that practice and understanding your craft, as it were? Because obviously you have to adapt it. So you have to have emotional intelligence because you have to be able to adapt your services to the people around you, because it's a very individual experience. So how do you learn that? Can you learn that? And then who are the people that taught you? Who are your teachers?
I think my emotional intelligence has to have come from performing arts. You just learn about people and how to read people and how to be people. I did dance, I did theatre, I did singing. I'm not good at singing, but I was all right at the other two. And you learn so much through that about being a human being. Exactly. So I think that's where my emotional intelligence comes from. And also my granny. My granny was an incredibly compassionate woman. So I think just seeing how she looked after her 17 great grandkids. 17, yeah. Oh. Big Caribbean family. So there's that. Yeah, definitely. Theatre and my granny. And then my yoga elder, Sarah, taught me pranayama. And then, the Red School, the Menstruality Leadership Programme they're my other teachers. And friends like Sinead.
Legends. We'll go on.
Absolute legends.
We'll go on record. I'll send this recording to her. Yeah. Legend.
Absolute legend. And then the women that I work with. My cycle is my cycle. And everybody in this room will have a different experience of their own bodies. But hearing people's story of their cycle and their connection to it helps me then support women going forward.
Wonderful. That links very nicely to learning. As students, you learn from the people that teach you, but I think a lot of people forget that teachers learn from their students as well. What have your students, what are the people that you've worked with taught to you?
That's a great question. So much. To slow down. We're in such a push way of living that slowing down and listening to what is, as it is probably my biggest learning. When I started putting these programs together, I put loads of stuff in there. But actually you don't need all of the stuff. You just need to ask the right question and to sit and listen and experience it with people. Definitely to slow down. That I know more than I realise. It's always nice to know.
That's a nice thing.
That's nice thing.
I'm quite good at this.
I actually know what I'm doing, ish.
Some days.
There we go. They push me to look at other things as well. So when I'm working, I do Breathe With Your Cycle, but I also work with women who are experiencing the breathlessness that comes with perimenopause. And they always challenge me to look up different things. Mm-hmm. I had a client who was dealing with blood clots on the lung. Oh, wow. So I spent a lot of time researching that and how I could support her. Another woman had, it's quite graphic, but she'd had an issue with her throat where it had been cut during surgery. So again, you've got to continue learning and work out how to best work with them, because the bog standard one size fits all isn't going to work for them.
And again, it sort of helps you adapt. I don't know if you noticed, there's quite a lot going on in the world. It's quite a busy agenda worldwide. Feels like a lot. What are some of the practical things that we can learn today, the audience can learn, and the people listening in our daily practice to bring us a bit more inner peace?
Well, it's also absolutely roasting outside, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite, and fairly warm in here.
It's fairly warm in here. So the first practice that I always like to share with anyone when it's hot is a pranayama practice, where it's the only time I will say breathe in through your mouth, the only time. Or running, yeah. You breathe in over a rolled tongue if you genetically can roll your tongue. You breathe in that over your tongue. So we can try it all together now.
Ready?
If you can roll your tongue, if you can't, I'll give you another practice. Breathe in over the tongue. And as you breathe in, just notice it cools the mouth down and it in turn cools your body down, and then you breathe out through your nose. Now, if you can't genetically roll your tongue, and it is a genetic thing, you can't teach yourself to do it. Sorry. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it over teeth or through pursed lips and then out through the nose. That cools you down. Do it for about a couple of minutes, cools the body down. So that's always a good thing. Whether it's hot outside or you're just feeling a bit hot in the evening, if you're someone who have night flushes or anything like that. And then the other one that I think is so simple, and it's simply slowing the breath down. If we slow our breath down, we actively can slow our heart rate down, we lower our blood pressure, we turn on our digestion. The world is stressful. There's a lot of stuff going on. So slowing everything down and realising that's out there, but I have this within me. If I slow down and take these moments for myself, I can change how physically I'm feeling and emotionally I'm feeling as well.
So that's everything. Thank you, Harriette, for being part of Sparrow Thought. Let's give Harriette a clap. So that concludes this special edition of Spare of Four, reporting the underreported. My thanks to Harriette for being such a generous guest and travelling all this way. To the audience gathered here today, to Cathays Community Centre for hosting us, to Lily and the Be The Change Media Network for giving me the opportunity to put this event on. You'll hear it at some point when you listen to the episode. Young Shall Grow is a song by Afro Cluster, Magugu and Asha Jane. This has been a Be The Change Media Network production. My name is Tom Spare, and you've been listening to Spare Thought. Thanks for listening. Let's add another clap around. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Come on up, young shall grow. Better fill them with love. Then them to know in this life you don't give up, even when you know. If you fall, get back up. Young shall grow, whether you like them or not. Young shall grow.